everybody, and welcome to another episode of Hop Takes here on Milwaukee Beer Review. As always, I'm Josh,
I'm Ross.
and tonight we are going to get furious with all of you. In fact, we're going to get double furious
Well done.
because we are checking out Surly's Double Furious, which is aged in Furious whiskey barrels. It is if you're not familiar with Furious from Surly, it is one of their staple IPAs. In fact, it is their staple IPA, Surly Furious. It's a citrusy, fruity IPA. And this beer is really unique because essentially they have paired up with a local distillery in Minnesota. I believe it's Foundry Distilling Company in Minnesota. And basically what they do is Foundry Distilling Company makes whiskey. But the way they make the whiskey is they actually take Surly Furious, the regular standard beer, they distill the actual beer down, put it into oak barrels, sits for 2 years in oak barrels, out comes what they call Furious whiskey. So it is a whiskey derived from Surly Furious. What they do with this beer is they take regular Surly Furious again, and they put it back into those empty oak barrels that just distilled Furious whiskey. And out comes this double IPA aged in Furious whiskey barrels that were derived from the original beer. If you followed along with all that, folks, there's a lot of Furious going on in here, and that's a very interesting life cycle for this beer. So I've had Surly Furious. I believe you have as well. It's pretty.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've had it, but I've had it.
Yeah.
It's a good IPA.
A good IPA. Have not had this, and I know this is not the first year this has come out. This has come out before, so this is not brand new, but this is a recent release as of April 2023. I believe it comes out around this time every single year. So this was
canned March 7th for me.
Yeah, mine was March 7th as well. So cool looking can, Double Furious, again, aged in Furious whiskey barrels. I don't know that I've ever had a barrel aged IPA, quite frankly.
I can't remember if I have. If we haven't said it, this comes in at a measly 13.6%.
Yes.
So
13.6.
All right, nothing to laugh at.
I believe this is a darker amber colored IPA, and yes, it sure is. Came out of the can hot, so I'm trying to be careful as I pour this.
Yeah, I screwed up.
Everybody's watching. Oh, look at them pour.
That's not a great pour.
Ross has got a pretty cool glass, though.
Yeah, new glass from Copper Turtle, a new-ish, not really that new, brewery in the Bayview area. Definitely check it out.
Oh, that's beautiful.
That's well done.
That is dark. That's dark amber.
Color. I like that color.
Almost caramel colored. The head is actually a little bit of a almost like a cream color as opposed to like a dark cream color as opposed to like a white head.
Like cream bricks, like Milwaukee cream more.
Yeah,
I agree. Mm-hmm. It's hard to see on yours, it's really hard to see on mine, but that's definitely got that cream color to it. So.
To the nose we go.
Oh.
Okay.
So definitely got a little bit of citrus, but I don't know if I'm getting that spirit. I'm getting that whiskey kind of coming through. There's that little bit of a burn that's coming out of this.
It smells sweet. Like you can smell like the sweet spirit character.
Yeah.
It's not super heavy, but it's more like I'm not getting a lot of hop bitterness or floral hop character off this. I'm barely even getting citrus.
I'm getting a little citrus.
A little bit. And a little bit of hop character, but I would say the star is the whiskey, but the nose is not bright. Like it's not a hefty nose on this. I was expecting actually a little bit more. Some malt.
Yeah, actually the malt's coming through big time now that you say that. Head's
Let's
finally
check.
starting to dissipate, so I'm getting a little bit more. But yep.
Check it out. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh,
Ooh. That is weird. So for me, it starts off very barley wine-ish, and then just an explosion of bitter hops kind of comes from the back end. That is one of the craziest beers I've ever tried. Because those are two polarizing styles. Like those are not styles you see very. And that, I get a like that spirit whiskey is kind of coming through. It's that like sweet, like malt flavor from a barley wine from a bock is kind of up front, and then just that hop bitterness you get with Furious. Whoa.
it'd be really interesting to try the base Furious alongside this. To your point, though, it starts off. I get a bit of whiskey. I get malt, sweet malt character. Like that's the first thing that hits me on the palate. Sweet malt character and some of the whiskey, the spirit hits. But then, like you said, there's kind of this like hoppy, bitter malt punch that comes and like hits right in the mid palate. And it carries out the back and it sweetens up. You get a little bit more hops out the back. And then as it lingers, what finishes is actually whiskey. Like that's what sticks around to me. Like it finishes with this like whiskey spirit character that lingers. And the rest of it goes away, but the whiskey stands on its own at the end. It takes you on a journey. That is for sure.
Man, like I didn't know what to expect this one because to your point earlier, I don't think I've had a barrel aged IPA, not that I can think of. Um, and like the closest thing I can think for my alcohol content is maybe 120 minutes from Dogfish Head.
This does have some characteristics of that. I will say this is a lot more on the malt side. This is a lot maltier. Like you're losing a lot of the like the IPA citrusy IPA characteristics that you get out of I think the base Surly Furious. A lot of that goes away here because of the abundance of malt, the sweetness, everything it's picking up from the barrel, the vanilla, the char, the oak, like all of that kind of buries the citrus and it becomes a lot closer to. I think that's a really great comparison that you called out. It's lower on the ABV side. I think 120 minute is like 18%.
Yeah.
But this is in that vein, but a little bit more of a subdued version of that for sure.
Yeah, like you and I have said at times when we're drinking like some barrel aged stuff, like we kind of always doing like either you have to like the spirits or you don't really have to like the spirit. You have to like the spirit to like if you don't like whiskey, you don't like a heavy like spirit flavor, you're not gonna like this. And honestly, if you're a big time IPA drinker, I don't know if you'll like this either. Like this offers up something that's really different, in a good way. Like it's one of the more confusing beers I've ever drank, where like you just don't know where it's going or what you're tasting each time. Every sip, I kind of know it's something different or a different note kind of punches first versus the other one.
Yeah.
It's I don't want to call it balanced because it's not balanced. It's really good, and it's um
If you're a barrel aged beer fan, this is something you've got to try. Even if you
yeah,
don't like
I agree.
IPAs, if you don't like bitters, this isn't like crazy bitter. Again, it's far more on the malt side. It's far more on kind of the malty barrel aged beer. And I think your comparison to 120 minute is dead on. Like I didn't even think of that beer until you said it, and then I went, "Oh, that is very close
Yeah.
to
No,
what
it
this is
is.
presenting as."
Um,
So,
all right, I'm gonna put it on
Untappd,
you first. Oh shit.
ha,
I'm s- I'm struggling with this one yet because like I don't know where to put it. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna say 375, but I have a feeling if I were to drink this one again, I might give it a better score. But I'm still kind of feeling it out. So I'm going 3.75 right now. A really strong 3.75. So I like a lot what it does. It's very weird, and I want to go higher, but I can't yet. So
I wasn't sure where I was going to go with this either. But I respect the hell out of this. This is really well done. And the uniqueness of the life cycle of this beer and the way that the whiskey barrels that this is aged in were distilled from the beer itself is such a unique, cool thing. And this is just a trip. Like, this is just a trip. And the beer itself is a bit of a roller coaster. But that actually makes me like it more. I'm going 4.25 on this. I just think this is really, really good. This could have been a really bad beer. Like, I've had beers aged in whiskey barrels that shouldn't have been, and they were just I can absolutely drink this, and I appreciate it. And so 4.25 for me. Well done, Surly. This is fun.
Yeah, I agree. It's got a weird drinkability to it.
Yeah,
I guess that's the best way of saying it. So, yeah, no, fun beer.
Our friends from the Northwest, well done, Surly. We got to come up and visit you guys again sometime soon. It's been a while since I've been up there. So, Double Furious, aged in Furious whiskey barrels. All right, good stuff. Well, hey, another Hop Takes in the books. Thanks for checking out the channel. Check us out on the rest of our social media channels. We are on Untappd. We are on Facebook. We are on Twitter. We are on Instagram. As you can see, we are here on YouTube. So like, comment, subscribe, and we will see all of you in a future episode.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.